Howdy guys, it's itzOniKyle here, and today we have Tier List Tuesday. Today's tier list is going to be the Legend tier list, and this time I didn't make about 3-4 weeks ago a Legend tier list, but this one's going to be about Ranked. Before we really get into this, I just want to say the way I'm going to be viewing this is more so on higher ranked, not even like... So the thing about Pro Leagues and Ranked is that they're pretty different, and people will kind of conclude them into one. In Ranked, you can kind of use whoever you want, in a way, to a certain point, but something like the ALGS is very vastly different, to be honest. But I'm going to say that the latest rank, especially higher up late games, have the feel for what pros kind of experience more. Have the feel. I wouldn't say necessarily they equal each other. Pros and ALGS is just totally different. So it's still going to be ranked, but it's going to be a little bit different from like some pro stuff that just goes down. But let's get right into this. So first off, we have Ash. I actually do want to move some of these rows. I only want 5. Is it 5? Yeah, we'll go to D. We'll go to D. So we have Ash, which Ash is very good for the fact that she can... Let's see here. She gets death boxes all across the map. Very nice for recon. Really nice. You can see almost pretty much every team's location, and that's awesome. Her arc snare is just disgusting when you have a cooperative team. I'm going to have this as a more team-based thing too, which is why I was kind of bringing up the AL. Not AL. It's not like ALGS's. Ranked is different. Okay. I'm just trying to say that this is going to be competitive. This is going to be not pro-competitive, but like competitive ranked. You know what I'm saying? So like... More team based than solo based is what I'm trying to say. God, I'm so bad at this. So we have Ash, which is really nice for team cooperation, because if you get the arc snare on there, if you guys can totally beam someone that's kind of lacking out there. That's all I'm gonna try to say. Her arc snare is beautiful for that. Her passive, seeing death boxes in the map, beautiful. You can see where a lot of teams are. You can kind of narrow in where a team is maybe even going. Very, very helpful. And her portal is just so wicked good. Ash is definitely one of my favorite legends I've ever used. Definitely, I've had 4,000 kills with her about. She's my most useful legend. I haven't been using her recently, but goddamn do I still love her. Honestly, for ranked, I'm going S tier for her. Just the knowledge you can have with her, just the people catching off guard, and the portal. She has literally everything you'd ever need in a legend. Not everything, it's capped, but you know what I'm trying to say. She's very nice for team building. We have Bangalore, and right now on Stormpoint, I think she's great because there's so much open space on Stormpoint. I think you're seeing a lot of people use her, and maybe if you're watching videos or streams of people playing ranked, you're seeing a lot of people use Bangalore. That's because on Stormpoint, there's so much open space that her smokes are very nice for cover. Some place like... I would kind of say World's Edge, where like if you go through Fragment, there's no point for a Bangalore because there's so much cover there, you know. But on Stormpoint, it's really nice because there's so much open space. I'm gonna put her in A tier for now. I think she's very nice overall. Her kit's very useful. She has smoke. She has increased movement. She's got a lot of nice stuff, and her missiles are really nice for defensively covering her. We have Bloodhound. I think that's going to be B tier, and that's because I think he's just more better in pubs than in anything. In ranked, he's very nice. I'm not gonna lie. He can scan multiple people at once, but I think Bloodhound is more for aping a team than anything, chasing a team down, chasing a solo down. He can see where people are, where we're going. He has an ult that makes him go faster and it makes you feel better too. Bloodhound is very good, but with the upcoming rise, you can definitely see why someone like Seer is better. Bloodhound's pretty average though. I think he's just better in pubs, but he's still good in ranked, don't get me wrong, but I think he's just losing his touch because the Seer is more specific. Anyways, we're getting into that later. But Bloodhound's pretty good for just overall knowing where people are around you, I guess. So Bloodhound gets a nice average spot. Now we have Caustic. That's an easy S tier. Let's just be honest here. Caustic is just disgusting. He can hold down, and he has so much control over a certain area. If it comes down to that 4th or 5th ring, and your team doesn't have a Caustic, and the other 2 teams do, per se, you're kind of screwed, man. Like, it's just... What can you really do? I mean, yeah, you have like Horizon plays and Belk plays and yada yada yada, but being able to control and hold a certain area down is just so efficient and useful. That's why Caustic is always going to be just so good. That's all I gotta say, man. Everyone knows him because he's just that guy. He takes a little bit less damage. It's pretty nice with that fortified, but His area of control is just so nice to have. We have Crypto. I'm going to put him a little bit above Bangalore here. If you have a nice Crypto with your team comp, you can shut down a lot of other teams. Like, I think his effects, the gas canisters, Gibby domes, Rampart walls, I think just the top part of them, Wattson fences. He disrupts a lot of the enemies' control and area. And he does 50 damage at least to the surroundings while stunning them. And he can see where people... Not where people are, but he can see how many teams are in his given area. He's really nice if you have a good team comp with words going across the team member, especially with also with the drone getting the beacons too, or getting the, not the beacons, the banners, and being able to spawn them just like that instantly. Well, Crypto is very good in ranked. He's amazing if you have a good team comp with you that can just hold shit down. Crypto's amazing. He's good. Next one is going to be Fuse. Fuse is pretty above average. I'm going to put him above Bloodhound just for the fact that you can easily, and I mean like easily, snake kills. I mean, if you see two teams running from across the ways and you have 8 grenades on you, you just spam them, you're guaranteed to get a knock. It's crazy how much KP you could get from him in the past. And people kind of shit on Fuse if they're like, oh, should we have a Fuse? We're going to lose his dog shit, whatever. Fuse is pretty good, okay? You can do a lot of creative plays with him. He's kind of like Caustic with control with his ult or his knuckle clusters. He has control. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're trying to fight a team that has a Fuse, he can actually shut down lanes and shut down in passageways or even lines of sight with his knuckle clusters and his ult. So Fuse is actually pretty good. I just say I'd probably prefer Caustic in my team. Fuse is nice, though. We have Gibby. Easy ass tier, bro. It's like the same thing with Caustic, but with Gibby, he's a very nice, let's see here, medic on the go. He can create his own cover literally wherever he wants. His own cover, his own dome of cover, dude. Gibby is insanely strong. He's literally the best legend for 1v1 scenarios. You take less damage, you have 50 extra health. I mean, what's bad about Gibby? His ult comes down in an instant, and it's just a bunch of missile barrages, bro. That get, like, you insanely stunned. Gibby's in really good shape just for almost any scenario you could put yourself into. And therefore, I think he's the best ranked legend. Not much else to say about him. If you have 2 Gibby teams and 1 non-Gibby team on the final circle, you might be screwed. I mean, same thing goes with Caustic. These are the 2 guys that have a lot of control over the match and how things go. You're going to lose. I mean, you're going to have to push one of the 2 bubbles that are coming in the end circle. And that pretty much means you're guaranteed to get third party. You're the one who decides, you know, it really sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not saying this is always the case. With ranked, it's a little different. I know I'm kind of trying to think or talk about more in like competitive pro team things or pro scrim things, whatever you want to call them. And I'm not trying to necessarily get there, but I've seen the ranked games I've been playing, I've been seeing definitely pro what do you call it? Pro vibes, pro feels, you know? Not necessarily me playing like a pro or anything, but necessarily that it just feels like everything's coming in and there's like 4 or 5 teams left when the circle is really just closing in. It feels cool. It feels really cool, but it's nice to know that team comp. We got Horizon, which I believe is easy A tier. In the legends, when I just made about pretty much pubs, I think I put most of the movement legends in S tier because it's very nice to get in and out of situations in pubs. But for this, since it's more team ranked or team guided, Horizon's very good. She has a nice Q. Her passive, her movement's just like no other. It's unmatched, even like against Pathfinder or something. Her movement's just so crazy and wicked. She has a nice black hole, especially on rank. People play a lot packed together than they do in pubs. So her black hole can just go crazy sometimes, especially with grenades and arc stars. Always have arc stars if you're a Horizon player, please. One of my friends who plays Horizon just never carries nades, and it sucks to see because he could get so many team wipes if he just did it right, man. It's crazy. Horizon is very good for movement wise, getting a height wise, especially with teammates, and black hole. That's what you need to know about her. She's very good for that scenario. Lifeline, I'm gonna put her on B with her upcoming buff. I feel like it's gonna be nice for strafing against people while being healed, which is going to be pretty nice if you're coming back from like a third-party situation. You know, if the third party comes in and you have a Lifeline, I think you're gonna be in better hands than any other situation, except if you have a Gibby. I think Gibby's just, again, Gibby and Caustic. If somebody's trying to third party you, Gibby or Caustic, you're fucking golden. That's why Lifeline's going to probably be in B tier. She's good. She's good for what she does. She's a Lifeline medic, but it doesn't make any sense to run her over a Gibby or Caustic or someone that can really hold down and control the area. Why have someone that can control your team when you can have someone that controls a given amount of area? That's what I kind of see it as. But Lifeline's still pretty good, especially with her buff. More, I think it gives a turbocharger her care package, right? And now that it comes sooner, maybe you guys can get a better setup, especially with a shield bat. I'm not saying she's bad, but compared to the other stuff, she's just not as good. But she's still pretty average, I'd say. I think she might be seeing more play. I hope she does. She's pretty good, but as long as it's not against me, because she's just so good at giving a scenario. Now we have Loba. Loba, I think, not Bloodhound. Bloodhound, you're not yet. Not yet, man. Not yet. Come on, go back. What is happening, dude? Oh, Bloodhound was in here. Oh my God, hold up. Come on. There we go. So now we have... Come on, man. Now we have Loba. I'm going to put her on top of A tier, and this is why. For ranked, and I'd say even pubs, I've been seeing her... Why she's so useful. Why I was kind of wondering why people use her. But I've been seeing it, man. Just the ability to collect ammo whenever you pretty much need ammo. If you don't have to spend that much time looting boxes when you can just get a good black market going... And you can just head on out after that. Get a black market, get ammo, get whatever you actually do need, and just fucking book it. Or if you're just in a batch, or if you're the circle's closing in, there's about like 5 teams left. You have all this ammo, all the loot that you can actually ask for. Another armor swap, maybe. You guys can get ready with Loba. If you guys team wipe somebody, you can instantly put down a black market and get the ammo they have, get the heals they have, get the armor they have. She's very nice and convenient. She's super convenient for the team support. It's crazy. She makes gameplay a lot smoother, a lot faster. Her attack is pretty good. I know it's been failing on certain terrains and areas, but her attack's pretty nice to have in situations, for sure. Her passives are whatever, but the black market just goes so crazy with the team. It's very nice to have. It's very convenient. So now we have Mad Maggie. There's not much to say about her. She's pretty scary still. She has a massive ramming down at you, you know. She's still fast, but it's not like her attack goes the whole way across a bubble, you know. She's very nice if someone's holding a door on you and everything like that, but I don't know, man. I just don't see the real use in Mad Maggie. She doesn't offer much as a legend to the team. She has some movement with her ult, which you can kind of counter with an Octane. You know, just get a jump pad instead. Go way further, way faster. Or a zipline from Pathfinder, or I don't know, like she just doesn't seem like she has many uses. I don't know. She's not totally bad. She's not totally useless, but I don't think she's all that good. But she's a little bit below average. She's got some catching up to do. I don't really know how you could rework her to be all that much better, but in ranked, she just doesn't really have that much of a place, and that's all that kind of IP said. Mirage, I'm sorry, man. Listen, I was a Mirage main at heart when the game first dropped. But dude, it's very easy to counter Mirage. I don't know about you guys, but I can totally, if somebody's getting revived right next to me with the Mirage, I can hear them, I can see their blue lights, I can literally see the blue fucking lights that the Mirage has. The ult, if you're looking at the person or the Mirage who uses the ult and it happens right in front of your eyes, you can easily tell who the Mirage is. Of course, if they do it above you and then do it, yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever, but Mirage just isn't that good. It's just very easy to tell which one he really is, and it's just easy to counter him. There's not much to say. I'm sorry, Mirage. I wish you were better, but dude, it kind of sucks. It kind of does suck that you're kind of dog. And moving on to Octane, he's a nice movement legend. I think I'm gonna put him in top of B. It could be placed in A. He has a nice jump pad that can get you pretty fast. I mean, he has passive healing, that's just for himself. The needle, he can go pretty fast with that, making 1v1 strafing very easily and convenient for yourself. But, I mean, not much to say. That's just the jump pad that really gets him. But I think that's pretty much it. I don't really have much to say about Octane. He's just kind of average for ranked. What the hell? What is this? Oh, shit. I forgot that was a thing. Anyways, we're moving on to Pathfinder. So, Pathfinder was an easy S tier in pubs, but for ranked, it's kind of hard to tell because he's a very more selfish character. He's a character that can get in and out of situations whenever he pleases. His ziplines are nice for movement, but you're not going to really use them later in the ranked match. So, it's hard to tell. I'm going to put him in bottom of A tier because he's still above average with his grapple. His grapple is literally just everything who Pathfinder is. If he doesn't have his grapple, he's not Pathfinder. His grapple just makes him who he is, but he just doesn't bring much to the table other than that. He's just very convenient to beat him. That's all I really got to say for that. He's just in and out of situations. Yada, yada, yada. Rampart, I'm going to say he's probably mid-pack. And I don't want to see Ramparts. I actually really hate Ramparts. I hate that they just set up and look at an alleyway or whatever. Just the thing about Rampart is that she's more for having lanes than control. Like, she can hunker down a house, but I mean, once you're in that house, once the enemy's in the house, what are you gonna do then? With a what do you call them? With a Caustic, if the enemy gets in the house, they're kind of screwed, unless they're a Caustic too. But with Rampart, it's more just like shutting down lines of sights and shutting down where the enemy can come from. Rampart's pretty decent, and she's pretty good in that aspect, but overall as a defensive character, she's just not that good. Her gun's pretty fun to use. I would rather have a Caustic than a Rampart. And I think I might just be biased. Maybe she could be placed higher, but I just don't like Rampart, dude. I just don't want to see her. I don't want someone to build a wall up on me, and that's the whole fucking gameplay, bro. I just hate that. I hate that kind of game style. But it's ranked, so it's more understandable. In pubs, I really hate it. And ranked, it's whatever. It's fine. And, you know, it is what it is. But I think she's mid-pack. She's mid-pack for sure. I just don't think I'd want her over like a Caustic or something. Or even a Wattson, I'd say. Revenant. We have Revenant now. Revenant is, again, I think pretty average. His totem's really nice, but what can you really do with that much health, I suppose? He's mid-pack. That's all I can say. He can shut down other legend abilities with his tack. His crawling up, what is it? A fucking wall? Yeah, his what am I doing? His climbing up a wall is pretty nice, but why would you do that when you can just use a Horizon or, I don't know, like a Pathfinder or a Valkyrie even, you know, something that can just do that way easier, that has more team play and team comp. His ult's pretty nice just to have. I don't really have much to say about him. He's just good in some scenarios, but he's just not good overall compared to the other people that you could use that has like more abilities more often. Revenant's pretty nice though, just all around average. I feel bad when I just don't have much to say. I'm just like, I don't know, man. He's just alive, dude. He's just average, bro. He just does what he do. Like, yeah, no fucking shit. Anyways, let's keep on going. We got Seer. He's making a huge comeback in the meta right now. I'm gonna put him top of. No, we're gonna keep him. He's on the verge. Him and Loba are on the verge of S tier. Honestly, I feel like maybe no. I think they're good where they're at. So I actually explained when I made that legend video 4 weeks ago about Seer, and I said I thought he was pretty good, but in pubs he's just alright. See, the pubs is where Bloodhound accelerates, but I think ranked is where Seer accelerates. I mean, just the ability to cancel reses, see exactly their health bars that stay for a while too, exactly where they're at. He has it's pretty nice too. It's not like you can dodge it super easily, but it's something. And I think Seer has come a long way in like the community as they value him. They barely really changed him up. I know they gave him a buff like a while ago, maybe at the beginning of the season. But I thought he's been pretty good, honestly. I used him a couple times, so I'm glad he's finally getting some more like I don't want people to Seer me, obviously. His ult's pretty nice too. You get that in a nice corner. And people say it's a beacon, but honestly, like, why would you even want to be in that beacon? It's just a very nice overall, because you can see exactly where the people are. You can hit them with your scans easier. I think Seer's very nice for the non-aping portion. He slows other teams down. He ruins other teams' chemistry. And he even cancels, their abilities for, like, a second or two. I think Seer's a pretty good above-average player, or above-average legend for sure. We have Valkyrie now. Valkyrie's in easy S tier for the fact that she's very convenient with her ult. I mean, seriously, her ult can get you from anywhere at any time. I mean, honestly, it's so nice for repositioning. Her passive of just having a jetpack, her ability to just finesse people going to low ground, back to high ground, back to low ground, and then taking high ground again. She can literally go wherever she wants and finesses people all the time. That's why I've been using Valk a lot recently. I really want to get used to her, see how I can play with her, because she's just kind of dirty with it, man. Like, she's just so convenient. Like, Horizon, you can take high ground. Pathfinder, you can take high ground. But then you have a cooldown. And, yeah, you do a Valk with a little bit, but not really. I mean, you just wait for the jetpack a little bit. But you pretty much always have fuel to just mess around with people. Her attack is also good. Covers a pretty large area. Doesn't do much damage. But, however, does stun them a pretty decent amount. So if your friend's going for 1v1 and you attack them around a rock even, it hits around rocks. It hits over obstacles. She's very nice for that. I think Valk's an easy S tier in ranked. I really do enjoy her and like her. We have Wattson. I think she's going to be... Her ult's pretty nice for just getting, like, if somebody throws grenades at you. I think I'm gonna put her at bottom of A tier, actually. I think I was trying to look at this before, and I was like, I think I'm going to put her in B tier. But honestly, bottom of A tier, I'd much rather have a Wattson over a Rampart for the fact that she can put her fences over ropes, have nice outplays where people are on a door. She can outplay them with that strat. She can have her ult, which cancels grenades, heals you a little bit. She's just kind of convenient. I'd rather have a Caustic again than a Wattson, but Wattson is not bad in rank. She's actually pretty fine. I do actually enjoy her presence. Makes team plays on the other team kind of slower. You know, they gotta shoot the fence down if they want to really push, or else they just get stunned a lot. But I think she's actually pretty good. I do like her a lot. I'm not gonna cap. Wraith, I'm gonna put her a little bit. Oh man, this is tough, dude. There's a lot of good legends. There's a lot of, why I like Apex is because, like, there's just so many good legends to use. Look at this. I mean, like, I'm putting almost all the characters at least an average. Like, there's two I'm putting below average, but for ranked, like, there's average and then there's more above average, which isn't even technically possible because that's not really average, but you know what I mean. I think they're just pretty good. Wraith has a very nice portal-wise. If you're IGL, you can really position where your team wants to go. Not even an IGL. You could have some Wraith on your team go like, yeah, we should get here, right here. Tell if it's a good spot or not. The portal's good for healing too. The attack she has is very nice and useful. You can get in and out of situations pretty nice with that. Even her voices in her head. If a team is aiming at you, the same old Wraith. She's just good generally for team comp. People used to say she's selfish, but I don't think that at all. She's very nice for team comp. Her tactical is like the only one that's just not team comp, except if you use it with her ult. Now we have Newcastle. Oh man, Newcastle. I feel like people only have used him this season because he's just new. I've seen his pick rate go down quite a bit, and honestly, I don't know why you use a Newcastle over a Gibby. His healing factor, or his reviving factor, is really nice that he can drag you out of situations. But I'd rather have a motherfucker hold down the fort than drag me somewhere, which, like, they can just ape someone that's doing it anyways. His attack's also very nice for the fact that you can place it down, you can move it up, move it down, put it sideways. I think I'll put him bottom of A tier. I think that's really it, man. I can't really say much about Newcastle. He can get in his situation with his ult, which is very nice. But it's not like it covers like a certain area. I mean, if somebody Gibby ults you, you're still gonna get Gibby ulted, you know? I mean, even if you have a Horizon, then they can just shoot you when you try a Horizon Q out, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's outs to Gibby's thing, but like, especially when the circle's closing in. I can see why Newcastle's good mid-time, but I feel like once the circle really gets to close in, no, you know what? We're gonna keep him A. He's pretty above average, I'd say. Again, I'd rather have a Gibby on my team than Newcastle. It's just tough because Gibby and Caustic they're just it, bro. Especially with Valk's movement. I feel like this is like just the 3-man. And I feel like a lot of people don't even like Ashe. I feel like Ashe is like something that's gone down a lot in play. But like, I kind of think she's still fucking amazing. But it's just hard to compete with these three. It's hard to compete with a Valk, Caustic, and Gibraltar. And even like a Loba when they're just so good for team play. Or like Ashe, which like Newcastle is too. But these guys just hold down the fort so much in so many scenarios. It's just good overall in generalization. But like, if you get third party with a Newcastle from behind, you're kind of just fucked. And that's just really what it is. Well, anyways, I think this kind of wraps it up. I think I'm good with all the placements that I have for my characters. As you can see, this is why I like Apex. A lot of the characters are really good. You can honestly use anyone you want. You can even use Mirage, which I wouldn't recommend. But you can literally use any legend you want in Ranked. It's just going to be more difficult. And Ranked is just something this season that if you lose, you're getting punished pretty heavily for. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Nice Ranked one that I haven't made in a while. And I guess I'll say in the next video. God damn it, this outro is awful. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Please comment down below and tell me what you think of your opinions on this, what you would change, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace out, baby.